What is up, fragrance family out there? Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Steven Sturgill. It's a pleasure to be here again. Episode 147. Today, guys, we're looking at something that is quickly becoming one of the most near and dear fragrances to my heart, to myself, to my thinking, to my taste. And if you've watched any of my reviews from the beginning, you guys will more than well likely know that I am really, really, really into tobacco-based fragrances, scents. But having said that, I would say that in my journey for finding sort of the holy grail of tobacco scents, one of sort of which is La Yucawan by House of Rasasi. Even that, yes, it's a beast mode extraordinaire. It's incredible. But that fragrance, for one thing, it's so rawhide leather based, along with that incredibly intense smoked tobacco, et cetera, et cetera. It's an extremely polarizing scent. It's not a scent that I find very easy to use on a daily basis. And furthermore, and this is either a good thing, neither a good thing or a bad thing, it's not a scent that you can really get away with like 3 to 4 spritzes on yourself, unless you really just wait for about a couple of hours and then go out and user beware, right? I mean, that's the type of fragrance that really, I mean, if you're just nuts, so I guess you could maybe get away with 3 to 4 tiny, like baby sprays, maybe, but you'd probably be hard pressed to use more than 2 sprays. And you may say, well, what's your point, Steve? If you're going to be smelling that strong, yeah, I guess it's just a thing that, if I'm doing one power spray in the chest or at the back of the neck, even though I know it's wafting and giving great overall sillage and projection, I still feel that if someone down the road were to smell me at some other area, they're not really going to get it here. They're not necessarily going to get it here if I've gone to the back of the head, back of the neck. If I've gone to the chest, they're not going to get it at the back of myself or the stomach region or whatever. It's just, maybe that's being a little silly, but at any rate, that's just whatever. Just, point is, I think I may have found the holy grail of, at least for me, my style of a tobacco-based scent. And that is this little guy right here. Now, this is just a sample. I've already ordered the real one in a glass bottle from Solstice Scents. Now, I had seen them before I saw Maximilian Husler's video on Maximilian Must Know. I highly recommend you guys please check his content out, check his channel out. I'm going to put a link down below to his episode 3. I think it's 338 or 333. Let me double check. 383, excuse me, 383. His, I think he calls that Safari Scent Safari, where he goes through and he just tests an entire lineup, a sampling, if you will, of a house, a new house, a niche house, a lesser known house. Now, truth be told, I had already ran into Solstice Scents very briefly before Max's video, but I really appreciated watching his fantastic content. It really gave me a lot more food for thought. And while I don't always agree with Max, we definitely do not have identical taste, but I really deeply appreciate and respect his take on fragrances. I know that he has a fantastic nose. I know that he detects pretty much all the key elements in a fragrance, and he judges them very judiciously in terms of power points. What is the standout ingredient? What are other ingredients that kind of fall to the background? What elements jump out at him or should jump out at you in a fragrance? So having said all that, again, we definitely don't always agree. That's fine, guys. We're all human. We have different tastes. Some people love classical music. Some people like classic rock. Some people like hip hop, pop. There's so many new subculture genres and subgenres now. There's trip house, ice, bass beat. There's darker stuff, man. There's there's death metal. There's heavy metal. There's crossover pop. There's pop country. There's rockabilly. There's R&B, jazz. There's within jazz, there's like 18 subgenres. There's new wave, although that's no longer a new thing. New age also. And, anyways, on and on. You get the gist, guys. There's all kinds of food. There's all kinds of music. There's all kinds of cars. There's all kinds of fragrances. It's okay to differ and have differences of opinion. I think it makes the world a culturally more interesting place. And to be quite frank, if we all liked exactly the same things, exactly the same way, I think it'd be pretty freaking boring, with all due respect. So that's my mini rant. I'm almost out of this. I went ballistic the other day. My God, this stuff is enchanting. Now, this company, I believe, started in, I want to say 04. May have been before that. Let me quickly check. Before I get into that, let's just talk about Old Havana. We'll talk about the company a little later. If you buy the bottle, guys, it comes in a 60 ml glass bottle with some cute little old-fashioned stickers and stuff with prints of Old Havana literally on the cover. A word on the pricing: $75 for a bottle of world-class juice. And I mean world-class juice. I got about 6 to 8 juicy hours of power performance on the skin. I did spray quite heavily. Like I said, I went fairly ballistic. And I got another maybe 4 to 6 after that, purely as a skin scent, mind you. No active projection whatsoever. But the point is, guys, this is basically entry-level beast mode. No joke. This is entry-level beast mode performance. And I will say a word on the quality of this fragrance. You know, for years, guys and gals, I have been looking for, as someone who has enjoyed probably thousands of cigars, although I no longer smoke that actively, not for health reasons, just kind of whatever. I definitely still smoke the occasional cigar, but it's, like I said, it's much rarer than it used to be. But I'm someone that can definitely appreciate the scent of fresh rolled tobacco leaf, right? Havana style, Cuban style, estilo de Cuba, de Havana. And so I know what real tobacco smells like. I know what dried, cured, aged tobacco smells like. I know what dry leaf tobacco smells like. I know what tobacco shavings smell like, clippings smell like. I know what different nuances of tobacco blends smell like. I've also smoked pipe tobacco. So what I'm getting at is, although we find elements of this in a lot of modern and semi-modern tobacco-based scents, too often I find that they find this need, and I love Parfums de Marly, right? But even them, along with every other host that I can think of, they have this need to also put this real strong incense vibe in there. Have no idea why, but they want to put this strong churchy incense vibe in there, whatever. And I'm not saying that's always a bad thing, but I'm like, guys, I didn't need the incense. You could have left it out. I want the tobacco. I might want some oud. I might want some patchouli. I might want a little hint of vanilla, and please, not a lot. I might want some musk. I might want something citrus in there, right? Definitely might want some cedar. On and on and on and on. You get my gist, I'm sure. So what I'm getting at on this, what is so lovely about this fragrance, hello, anyone out there? I don't even see one of my acolytes, one of my subscribers even logged in. Well, I didn't give a shout out. That's on me. I apologize, guys. I digress. Anyways, if you're out there, please tune in. If not, I'll catch you on the rebound. Anyways, back to the review. Sorry about that little whatever. Back to Old Havana for a second. What is my run time? Okay. Anyways. Okay, just a word on the ingredients first, and then we'll get into some other aspects. So in this one, you're going to get, and the idea, she says, I think it's a she, something St. John, a lady knows on this. By the way, Miss St. John, or Mrs., you are a rock star. Your blends are out of this world phenomenal. They could go toe-to-toe with anything, basically, from the houses of Killian, Byredo, Imaginary Authors. Just had him in my head. Parfums de Marly. On and on and on and on, so forth, so on and so forth. But her idea in this was that it was to illustrate real Havana tobacco, Cuban wrapper, tobacco, blend, inside a wooden cigar cedar storage box, whilst, as the British say, while also featuring or conjuring up the image of warm spices, a delicate squeeze of fresh lime, and a salty splash of sea spray and moist beach sand. If that does not conjure up the most romantic image of a very visual postcard or feeling of Old Havana, I don't know what does or what will. So that is pretty much what you can expect. Ingredients are undenatured organic cane sugar, alcohol, parfum, fragrances, and/or essential oils. Okay, this, I'm not going to use all this, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not the biggest compliments hound dog, if you will. I'm not. I care, but I don't care that much, right? If I love or really, really like, or even just modestly like a fragrance, I will wear it, probably to the point where even if I get complaints, I'll say, well, that's on you. I'm sorry to be offensive. I'm sorry you don't like stuff that's good. I'm sorry that your nose sucks. I wouldn't really say that, of course, but I'd probably be thinking it. This is a compliment beast. I got compliments from men. I got compliments from sexy women. I got compliments galore on day one, on one day of wearing this at work. Oh my God, this. Oh God. The smell of the real tobacco. Oh God, the cedar, that little salty sea spray. And the lime for me comes a little bit more in the dry down. I don't get that as much in the opening. I do get a hint of the moist beach sand. What an astonishing fragrance. And I'm going to be quite blunt, guys. As someone who has owned and used Pure Havana from Terry Mugler, my problem, I've always had this problem with Mr. Mugler's line in general. They're just too pop art, candy synthetic. I'm sorry, but they are. I'm going to just be blunt. They have a very, very harsh, synthetic, candied pop art tonality, or DNA in the smell, a certain plastic syntheticness that I just can't really dig. I don't find it mature. I don't find it that lovely. I don't find them that refined, nor especially do I find them organic. I'm sorry, that's just my 2 cents. And I wanted to like them all, and I just can't. On top of that, anyways, enough, a mini rant over. This is what I have always pretty much dreamed of in finding an organic, earthy, rich, truly, truly cigar-based tobacco, Cuban style all the way, baby, with the elements of spice, cedar, the woods, that little salty sea spray and the moist beach sand. This is a fragrance for the ages. Uh if if you profess to like tobacco-based scents and don't like this, my friend, you probably need an operation on your olfactory senses. Get yourself a medical checkup because your nose ain't working, baby. This stuff rocks. I mean, this is game over. This is, to me, hands down, maybe the best tobacco-based modern perfume on earth. Period. Game over. But that's just my 2 cents. You may not agree, and that's fine. Like I said at the beginning of the live stream, we all have different tastes. So that's going to do it. Again, I'm going to put a link down to Max's vid and our channel, if you will. Please subscribe to Max if you haven't. Max, if you're watching, baby, don't be shy. I know you're not a bad-looking guy. It wouldn't hurt to actually come out and start doing a live cast with your face actually on screen, but it's your choice. I know you've never done that. It's your choice, Max. But thank you for putting out great content nonetheless. Thank you guys for joining me. This is not the last review, hopefully, that I will do on the line of Solstice scents. It's got this incredible starter pack. Now, these are mostly the essential oil or oil type, which I've already used one. I think it was called High. No, not High. Something Manor or Hidden Lodge. Oh my God, guys! Hidden Lodge. Incredible scent. But we'll get into that at a later review. That's going to do it, guys. Sorry to not give a shout out. No heads up whatsoever to my wonderful fan base, which is growing nearly every day with y'all's help. And in the last parting word, you can find a lot of stuff about Solstice scents. That's almost a tongue twister. On Fragrantica, but strangely, not much on base notes. I thought it would have been the other way around. I was totally wrong, and apologies to both parties concerned. But whatever. Anyways, much continued success to Solstice scents. You guys are amazing. They also do soaps. I think they may do candles. I know for sure they do body oils and quite a few perfumes. I don't know if they do EDTs or not, but at any rate, they are just incredible. What a staggeringly, fantastically awesome company. That's going to do it, guys. Spray often, spray well, and live life on your terms, not someone else's. Love you guys. Peace.